Hey guys, Daniel Master 87 here, and today I kind of want to talk about killer add-ons. Specifically, I want to give a piece of advice, and that is pay attention to the killer add-ons, whether you're the survivor going against the killer or if you're the killer picking the add-ons. Because I see a lot of people not paying attention to killer add-ons in this game, and it's causing a lot of problems. One of the most obvious ways is sometimes a new killer player to the game will be like, I'm gonna pick this add-on, and it's like, you really don't want to use that one. We're talking about bad add-ons like the Adrenaline Vial and that one add-on for Nurse that like stops you from blinking after you've blinked to someone and stuff like that. And of course the joke add-ons where it's like cripple your power but you get more blood points, like the speed limiters on Hillbilly and Leatherface. You know, those take you from insta-downing people to with your ability to just injuring them, and that's definitely not something you want if you want to use the best add-ons. Some people just don't seem to care, and I'm just putting it out there. You're gonna handicap yourself using stuff like that if you don't read add-on descriptions. A lot of people, especially on the survivor side, seem to mistake killers with add-ons as like their base strength. Like, what's an example? Maybe pre-nerf Freddy or something. They're like, man, Freddy's so OP, you get slowed down so much by him and stuff like that. And it's like, are you sure? Or are you just talking about the perks or whatever? Because the perks are irrelevant to the killer's power and his add-ons. Because before, Freddy had a passive slowdown thing where it's like, if you're in the dream world, you do things 5% slower. But people were acting like you did that all the time. And it's like, no, that's an add-on that makes you go so slow on everything. And Flask of Bleach is one of Clown's more powerful add-ons. People get slowed down extra. If you were going against that every time, or if you were going against Pinky Finger every time, and you'd be like, wow, Clown is OP. And it's like, no, play him without add-ons and you'll see how wrong you are. So, and then stuff like Blight, using the Blighted Crow and Blighted Rat to go super fast. People are like, he's way too fast, that speed needs to be nerfed. And it's like, really? Because he had to use a yellow and a green together just to get that speed effect with no other benefits to his power. Just stuff like that, where it's like, unless the killer's playing with brown add-ons or no add-ons, you need to be careful with like equating the killer's strength when they're using good add-ons to their base strength, because people are just like, in general, Myers is OP and stuff like that, and it's like, no, maybe with Infinite Tier 3 and a Stalking add-on, or a Stalking add-on and Tombstone piece, but otherwise he doesn't have much, especially if you're using his browns. I feel that. He's super weak when you're just using browns, unless the survivor team throws. And there's some people mistaking certain add-ons for their base ability as well. Like, there's a Myers add-on here. Which one is it? Yeah. Judith's Journal. You become obsessed with one survivor, and it increases the rate that evil is gained when stalking your obsession by 40%. Before obsession was universal, then this was one of the only add-ons in the game that created an obsession. Fun fact. But I play with my Survive with friends sometimes, and they're like, if you're the obsession, don't let Myers stalk you that much or he'll get more off you. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. He has a ton of different add-ons and you're talking about only one add-on he has and thinking that that's part of his base power. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. And you see several things like that with the different killers. Like, I don't know, it's just hard to freaking wrap your head around how people just don't pay attention to what add-ons the killer has, and they think that a certain add-on that they see sometimes is just part of the killer's base ability. Like, I don't know, it's hard to come up with something at the time. Although I commonly make that mistake too. Well, I don't think... No, I don't make that mistake. I don't think that certain killer add-ons are part of their base power. I just assume a lot of the time that, oh, they must have this add-on, and then at the end of the game, they don't have it. Like when I'm having a hard time breaking out Ghostface, and I think that he has that one purple add-on, I think, that